including a juvenile Duro spider. Until next time, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ranger Nick, reminding you, like I always do, that enthusiasm is contagious. Well, you're looking high above Georgia seed development in Plains, Georgia, and inside of this container, this wagon, is some good old Georgia peanuts. And this month, I want to talk about some ways that we get the seed back into the ground and how that's studied. And to do it, I want to introduce you to somebody very important. That's Dr. Caleb Warrington. Hey, Dr. Warrington.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks
and good to meet you. Oh, I'm so glad to be here. So Caleb is Director of Operations at Georgia Seed Development. And here in this part of Georgia, y'all, I'm looking at this wagon. Caleb, I'm thinking to myself about what Georgia Seed Development does, and they deal with foundation seed. When it comes to peanuts and foundation seed, what does that mean?
We do. Now, foundation seed comes from an initial, the breeders develop the varieties. When they say that it's true to type and they're ready to release it, they literally hand off seed to us.
Okay.
And then we contract out the acreage to have that produced. And we bring that seed in here and condition it and keep it true to type. And then it goes out into the market, to our licensees. And then it becomes hopefully becomes a winner of a variety in the state of Georgia in the southeast. But our biggest thing here is to make sure that we keep varieties pure, true to type, and separate from each other, so that the peanut crop is successful.
Well, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about today, is keeping those varieties separate and what makes them so special to grow in different conditions. But before these things are inspected, before they're looked at and worked on, this wagon has to be dried.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
so
sir.
in order to do it, we're going to use this dryer. And this dryer, Caleb, you and I were talking before, I have to take off this thing, because y'all know I like to do stuff and get the hands dirty. So I'm going to thank you, sir.
Let's do it.
We got to put this thing onto this wagon, hook this thing up, because Caleb, what's going to happen is this machine is going to pump a bunch of hot air into this wagon.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to get it to a particular temperature to dry this out. And then, as you were explaining to me earlier, I'm learning so much through this, y'all. It's going to be across Georgia Seed Development, and we're going to have some federal state inspection service folks,
yes, sir,
that are going to come along and fill this bag with this dried peanut from a sample. They're going to take it into a lab and they're going to look at that sample for what kind of stuff?
Looking for foreign matter, other farm materials, just the overall purity and the quality of the seed. This is how farmers get paid. Basically, they get a grade on their peanuts, and that's what they're tasked with doing.
So have you ever wondered where Mount Peanut is? Here it is. Caleb, we're inside of this warehouse with this mountain of peanuts. A bunch of varieties here. What do we got?
Just one.
Okay.
This is one variety. This is Georgia 06G.
And that to you means?
That is a variety that's been around since 2006.
Okay.
It's the biggest variety in the southeast in terms of acreage and production. And this is flat storage. This is what you would call flat storage. This came off the dryer at a certain moisture, and it's kept at a constant moisture here, and then it's taken to the sheller.
So you brought up the dryer. We just saw the dryer. It comes over here in the wagons.
Yes, sir.
It's brought in here on this big conveyor belt above us and drops in. So the importance of that drying then, would it be to keep it from getting too hot, too moist and combusting? Is that possible?
Yeah, high moisture can cause a fire,
okay,
for sure. We also want to make sure that it doesn't get too dry on the dryer.
Sure.
So there's a fine line in between good seed and bad seed.
And that's the thing I don't think folks at home realize, is all the science that's going in behind the scenes. And then when this stuff is ready to go somewhere, that bobcat over there is putting it into a wagon.
We pick it up and convey it out of here into a 21-foot wagon.
Okay.
And it goes over to the sheller, gets dumped in a pit, which is the same way that this operates. There's a pit out here, comes up through an elevator, comes across and fills up this warehouse.
We got a whole lot of moving and shaking going on out there, and there's no way I'd be able to hear my friend JT Tanner. Hey, JT.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. JT's the facility manager here. It's loud out there, but JT, we're shelling. Talk to us about what's going on with shelling these peanuts.
Well, our sheller, we start off with cleaner or pre-cleaner before they get to our sheller. We've got 3 stages of shelling. It goes through 2 stages and then to our gravity, and then what is still in shell goes back to our 3rd stage to get shelled. Once it leaves the gravity, it goes over to our electric eye system where it is sorted by color and just desirability of the peanut.
Now, not to stop you and interrupt you, but I gotta ask, so earlier you were showing us that AI was picking out things that aren't so good and that are so good. So in this hand, these are the ones that were kicked out by a computer?
Absolutely. We're using a new technology that runs a deep AI program that learns the colors and what you desire and what you do not desire, and it sorts it electronically.
JT, so good to meet you. I'm
Nice
so
to meet you.
thankful for you and your work and Caleb's work and for you all watching. Y'all know what to do. Hop online, look around some more at some of this nutty stuff and all the cool technology going on in ag. And until next time, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ranger Nick, reminding you, as I always do, that enthusiasm is contagious. So pass it on. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you right back here again next month. See ya. Holding a juvenile Juro spider. Until next time, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ranger Nick, reminding you, like I always do, that enthusiasm is contagious.